Okay, here's my latest labor of love or insanity, however you want to look at it. This is my own puzzle explosion box. So we have the main box here, as you can see. And on the top, we have this little guy sitting on a question mark that says, Donna loves puzzles. And so what we have to come is we have some wordplay. There's a Scrabble board behind it. We have some apps, which we'll find out later on. That's a screenshot from my tablet. We've got, of course, all things Rubik, so Rubik et al. Lots of different shapes and sizes of cubes, as we know I do. And we've got math and logic, because we know I love that too. So when you open this up, see if this will work with, I have to maybe move the camera back a little. When we open this up, we take the box lid off, and it opens to another box. So this first one says math and logic. So on the base where it has opened, we have, maybe I'll just set this, I'll lift this up first. All right, so some of the math and logic puzzles, and there's a cute brain there with left and right brain, sort of depicting everything that is Donna. But we have blocks, which is a logic game. Of course, Sudoku, which I love. We all know my experimentation with hexaflexagons from a few months ago. I have lots of videos on those. And then we have the sliding number games like the 15 puzzle. So those are some of the math and logic, but then also this opened up to some more math and logic. So for these little heart-shaped corners, I just put a motif that fits math and logic. And we have Reversey, which is in this category. I'm currently hooked on this sort puzzle. As you can see, I'm at level 339. You have to fill the test tubes with the right colors. We have just typical mazes. And we have the 2048 game, which I like. So then, if we take this math and logic one, I'll set, should I set this aside? Sure, I'll set this aside for a minute. If we have this one then, and we open it up, it explodes, sort of, that's the name, to Wordplay. Another great category of games I like. So there's a cute little depiction from some characters. D is for dolphin, and A is for alligator. Wordplay. And some of the wordplay is like crossword puzzles. I play an app called Wordscapes. I'm at level 6653, even though I haven't played for several months. Duolingo, of course. We know I love learning languages, and this shows that I'm learning Spanish, German, Italian, and French, as we all know that I do. And then Lumosity's word bubbles, which I absolutely adore. You have to get so many 3 and 4 letter words, 5 letter, 6 letter, 7 letter, 8, 9, and 10. And there's different levels of difficulty. This round happened to be really up there on the difficulty scale, but I got all of the categories. So that's some of the wordplay. It opened up into this, of course, so we've got more wordplay. I chose this little motif of this little guy with a question mark and some alphabetic characters there to depict wordplay. We've got Boggle with Friends. My longest word was 9 letters, arresting, and my highest scoring word was jam, 105 points. I've just recently started playing that. The corners that are the heart-shaped on this are sort of just from a dictionary, depicting words. Here we have Word Crush. Haven't played for a while, and I'm only at level 421, but it's a fun word game. We have Words with Friends Classic. Haven't played for a while, but I do like that. It's very similar to Scrabble. And then I'm such a fan, as everyone who knows me knows, of the $25,000 pyramid. So I programmed my own called the DJL Pyramid that it's private right now. My sister and I play it, but we've played hours and hours and hours, and it's great fun. So that's Wordplay. I will set this aside. Excuse me. We open the Wordplay box, and it explodes to apps. So in apps, we have Jigsaw, which is just an electronic version of Jigsaw puzzles. This happens to be from Secret Society Hidden Mystery Game. I'm up to Grand Magister, and I think it's rolled over several times. I love that game. We have Fairy Mahjong, which you have to, as the cubes drop down here, not out of focus, you have to get 3 of them over here, and this rotates in 3D space. It's kind of enjoyable. We have something called Memory Match, which is also from Secret Society. It's like the old solitaire game where you have basic cards laid out and you turn them over trying to match pairs. And then I play a suite of Angry Birds. I haven't for quite some time, but I do like them. And so this one is from Angry Birds Seasons. So there are those apps. And of course, we have some more apps. So I created this little design with these guys and just some different objects, and this little guy is pushing a puzzle. In these apps, we have Match 3D. I play way too much. I'm at level 4501. So I wonder if I get anything else done. This is in 3D space. You have to match items, and they spin around and rotate. And notice the little heart effects on these just from app, so you know what category we're in. This is Gem Match from Secret Society. It's another one where I played lots of times, so I've rolled over Grand Magister several times. It's like Candy Crush, I think, but much better because you don't have to pay for it, and it is just more fun. And this is the main idea of Secret Society Hidden Mystery. You have scenes. This happens to be, I think, an underwater laboratory scene. And then there's words, hard to tell down here, but like fishing net. So you have to find the hidden fishing nets in there. That's very much like highlights for children and the hidden images. And I just love those kind of games. And then this is a world map puzzle that I play where there are different categories. You can do regions of the world or the entire world. And it starts out, this one happens to be without borders. So like here, you can't see the distinction between where Spain and France would go. But the different countries roll across the bottom here. So like we see, we have Myanmar, Costa Rica, and some others I can't read. Azerbaijan, I think, coming up, Timor-Leste. You have to drag to the right part of the world. I play that a lot, and that's fun. So those are some of the apps. So we'll set that aside. And then when we open apps, it exposes Rubik's Cubes. And of course, if any of you know anything about me, you know I'm absolutely obsessed with all things Rubik's. I have several cubes. So we'll start with the box. This is a picture of actually some of mine from a 1x1, 2x2, 3x3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I also have a 15x15 now, and lots of pyramid-shaped and hexagonally shaped ones, and just a variety of different puzzles. This just shows 5x5. It's one of my all-time favorites. This is my gigantic 15x15, which takes about 2.5 hours to solve, but the very first time I tried it, it was over 5 hours, so I've gotten lots better. And this is just a screenshot from something called CS Timer, which is an application that gives you a scramble to do and then times you. And 44 seconds is about my best for a 3x3. So that is the Rubik's Cubes, which we will go into in a moment. And so here's some pictures of Rubik's Cubes. Of course, we have our center little guy with question mark pointing to a Rubik's Cube. Here's a wooden one that my sister and I made. Each face has exotic woods on them that are different. That's a zebra wood. And I think this is called wormwood. I forget the names of them all right now, but I love that. Of course, on the heart shapes here on the corners, we have just a sort of a Rubik's pattern. Here's a fun picture of the biggest cube I have, which is, I think it's probably about maybe over a foot wide, and the tiniest one I have, which is under an inch. And then this is one I made that is a two-way cube. Right now it is solved with the heart colors. So here's yellow on this side, red on this side, blue on this side. But it also can be solved with the background colors of each. So like this blue and that blue would go to the blue side, etc. And I made that myself. It's kind of fun to play. This is just a depiction of some of the nomenclature for moving the Rubik's Cube, how it rotates on the y-axis or the z-axis or the x-axis. And that's useful when learning new algorithms because they use those letters and terms, and you need to know which way to move the cube. So that's that. And I will set that aside. And then if we open this final Rubik's Cube box, we just get some more Rubik's Cubes. And the main theme of the whole puzzle box, this little guy just surrounded by question marks, which is probably many-fold meanings, like, why do I play all these games? Why do I waste all this time? And why did I spend so much time making this puzzle box? But also just how much I love to be inquisitive and play puzzles and games. So here's a picture of another set of some kinds of cubes and pyramids and pyraminx. It's actually pyramid shape, but it's called a pyraminx. I have a keychain Rubik's Cube. This is a mega minx that I really like. It's a picture of the GAN 356i, which is one of the smart cubes I have that communicates with an app on your phone, and you can play with other people across the world. But it also does tracking of your moves and intricate timing, of course, because there's no time lag between when you hit the timer and stop the timer because it knows when it's solved. This one is just a thing that you need when you start learning. Shows what the moves are. So like the U is moving the upper rotation, the D is moving the down slice, etc. This is for the Go Cube, which was another one of the automatic cubes that it's weirdly shaped. I don't especially like the sort of rounded corners, and it's got an ugly green. But it's pretty cool, and I think I like its app better than the others. And again, you can enter contests and play with people across the world, and it times it for you because it knows what you're doing. So that is my puzzle cube with our Rubik's and our apps and our Wordplay and our logic and math. And then all of the lids that I won't put on right now, but we had the math and logic. See that? And then we had the Wordplay. We had the apps. And we had the Rubik's Cube. So, hope you enjoyed it. Now you know how I waste most of my time.